The newest wonders of the world. The Shanghai Tower. While the Shanghai Tower isn't technically the tallest building in the world, it is the building in the world with the tallest usable floor. The tower is the world's second tallest building by height to the architectural top. That's to say, people can actually take an elevator, go to those high floors, and experience it for themselves. More on the elevator in a minute. The Shanghai Tower is a 632-meter, that's 2,073 feet, 127-story mega-tall skyscraper in Shanghai, of course. The building sports the world's highest observation deck within a building or structure. The deck opened to the public just recently in July of 2016. One of the coolest things about this building is that it contains the world's fastest elevators. These elevators can zip up those 127 stories at speeds of up to 20.5 meters per second. This skyscraper officially has the Guinness World Record for the fastest elevator, tallest elevator in a building, and the fastest double-deck elevator. Guggenheim Museum. The Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao, Spain, is one of the most admired works of contemporary architecture. The museum was the building most frequently named as one of the most important works completed since 1980 in the 2010 World Architecture Survey. The Guggenheim Museum was opened as part of a revitalization effort for the city of Bilbao. Almost immediately after its opening, the Guggenheim became an extremely popular tourist attraction, drawing visitors from around the globe. In its first 3 years, almost 4 million tourists visited the museum, helping to generate around 500 million euros in economic activity. The regional council estimated that the money visitors spent on hotels, restaurants, shops, and transport allowed it to collect 100 million euros in taxes, which more than paid for the building costs of the colossal museum. The building has been so influential that it's even spawned a new phrase for architectural and cultural critics: the Bilbao effect. Since the museum doors opened in 1997, it's been hailed as one of the most important buildings of the 20th century. Now, with over 2 decades of success, the museum has displayed over 100 exhibitions and has welcomed more than 10 million visitors. Floating houses of Amsterdam. Building on land is one story. Building on water is something different altogether. The Netherlands has a history of living close to water and of coping with water's endless difficulties. Only recently have floating homes been eligible as a significant solution to Holland's modern housing needs. Canals with houseboats are, of course, a familiar sight in Dutch cities, and one may find the occasional floating hotel or restaurant. But these are always individual units and bear more resemblance to boats than to houses. In recent years, however, there has been an increase in the number of water-based housing developments that share more characteristics with land-based housing. These floating dwellings form part of an urban design. The new water-based developments can incorporate several forms of living with the water. Besides floating homes, they may include amphibious homes and homes that stand free of the water on mounds, dikes, or other waterside situations. The Ijsberg district of Amsterdam is said to have complete floating neighborhoods with jetties instead of paved footpaths and city plazas. The Shard. Also referred to as the Shard of Glass, the Shard is an 87-story skyscraper which sits in the heart of London. Construction began in 2009 and was completed 3 years later in 2012, making it the tallest building in Western Europe. Designed by architect Renzo Piano, the Shard is the second tallest freestanding structure in the UK. Its exterior has 11,000 glass panels. That's equivalent in area to 8 soccer fields. The building was developed to have multiple uses. As described on the official website, the Shard is intended as a vertical city where people can live, work, and relax. This motto was clearly taken on board by a fox, nicknamed Romeo, that was found on the 72nd floor towards the end of construction of the building. How did a fox climb 72 floors? The Petronas Towers. The Petronas Towers are an iconic landmark in Malaysia's capital city of Kuala Lumpur. Standing at 170 meters above ground, the Petronas Towers are twin skyscrapers that held the title of tallest buildings in the world between 1998 and 2004. They've since been surpassed, but they remain the tallest twin towers in the world. The 88-floor towers are constructed largely of reinforced concrete with a steel and glass facade designed to resemble motifs found in Islamic art, a reflection of Malaysia's Muslim religion. Another Islamic influence on the design is that the cross-section of the towers is based on a Rub el-Hizb, which is a well-known Muslim symbol of two overlapping squares, although it's with circular sectors added to meet office space requirements. The towers feature a double-decker sky bridge connecting the two towers on the 41st and 42nd floors, which is the highest two-story bridge in the world. It's not attached to the main structure, but is instead designed to slide in and out of the towers to prevent it from breaking, as the towers sway several feet towards and away from each other during high winds. It also provides some structural support for the towers during periods of high winds. Cologne Cathedral. The Cologne Cathedral is Germany's single most visited landmark. It's a high Gothic five-aisled basilica, which just means it's a large Roman Catholic or Eastern Orthodox church building. The cathedral is the largest Gothic church in Northern Europe and has the second tallest spires. The towers, for its two huge spires, give the cathedral the largest facade of any church in the world. The construction on the Cologne Cathedral began in 1248 and stopped in 1473, leaving the building unfinished. Work didn't resume until the 1800s, and it was finally finished in 1880. Later work, additions, and renovations followed the original medieval plan faithfully. During World War II, the cathedral suffered 14 hits by aerial bombs. Even though it was badly damaged, it nevertheless remained standing in an otherwise completely flattened city, as the twin spires were an easily recognizable navigational landmark for Allied aircraft bombing. It is renowned as a Gothic masterpiece and houses many works of art as well as the tombs of 12 archbishops. Despite having been left incomplete during the medieval period, Cologne Cathedral eventually became unified as a masterpiece of exceptional intrinsic value and a powerful testimony to the strength and persistence of Christian belief in medieval and modern Europe. Lotus Temple. This beautiful temple, located in India, is a house of worship that welcomes worshippers of all faiths or of any other distinction, as emphasized in Baha'i texts. The Lotus Temple is a Baha'i house of worship in New Delhi, consisting of structures which resemble petals of the lotus flower, which is its obvious inspiration. The design is composed of 27 freestanding marble-clad petals arranged in clusters of 3 to form 9 sides, 9 doors, and can accommodate 2,500 people. Its surface is made of white marble from Mount Patelikis in Greece, the same marble used to build the Parthenon. As for clean energy, out of the temple's total electricity use of 500 kilowatts, 120 of that is provided by solar power generated by the building. This saves the temple some money, of course, and it's the first temple in Delhi to use solar power. The Lotus Temple has won numerous architectural awards that has been featured in hundreds of newspaper and magazine articles. A 2001 CNN report referred to it as the most visited building in the world, something that's probably correct since this building has already had more than 100 million unique visitors. Newest hotel in Swiss Alps? The concept of this possible new architecture is the work of Dubai-based designer Andrei Roscoe. He was inspired by the dramatic European mountain landscape that he wants to install it into, the Alps. While no details of the hotel's interior have been released, its jagged exterior certainly imitates the sharp angles of the alpine peaks in which it is envisioned by Roscoe. He explained how he likes the connection between high peaks and mountain passes, so of course, he tried to design the same shape. The design aims to create an ever-changing atmosphere of shadows and light that adapts to the changing position of the sun. This is a type of high-concept architecture where the idea is simple and striking, but the details and practicalities are yet to follow. The architect hopes to have the project completed in the next 10 years or so. Roscoe still needs an exact location and somebody to fund the whole thing. Maybe he should try a James Bond villain. Burj Khalifa. What's the tallest building in the world? That would be the Burj Khalifa. This mammoth skyscraper and magnificent centerpiece stands at 2,722 feet tall, or almost 830 meters high. Construction began on the 160-floor building in 2004, with its doors opening 6 years later in 2010. The decision to build the building was reportedly based on the government's decision to diversify from an oil-based economy, and for Dubai to gain international recognition. The building was named in honor of the ruler of Abu Dhabi and president of the United Arab Emirates, Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan. Special mixes of concrete were made to withstand the extreme pressures of the massive building weight. Typical with reinforced concrete construction, each batch of concrete used was tested to ensure it could withstand certain pressures. The consistency of the concrete used in the project was essential. It was difficult to create a concrete that could withstand both the thousands of tons bearing down on the building and the Persian Gulf temperatures that can reach 122 degrees Fahrenheit or 50 degrees Celsius. To combat this problem, the concrete wasn't poured during the day. Instead, during the summer months, ice was added to the mixture and it was poured at night when the air is cooler and the humidity is higher. A cooler concrete mix cures evenly throughout and is therefore less likely to set too quickly and crack, a problem that no building wants to have. Cleaning isn't the most interesting of topics, but when it comes to the tallest building in the world, it gets pretty interesting. The top of the spire of the tower, unlike the lower floors, is reserved for specialist window cleaners who brave the heights and high winds, dangling on ropes to clean and inspect the top of the pinnacle. Under normal conditions, when all building maintenance units are operational, it takes 36 workers 3 to 4 months to clean the entire exterior facade. Taj Mahal, India. The Taj Mahal is recognized as the jewel of Muslim art in India. The Taj Mahal was built by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan. Often mistaken as a palace, this famous landmark was actually built as a tomb for the emperor's wife after she died giving birth to their 14th child. The Taj Mahal is regarded as one of the finest examples of Mughal architecture, an amalgamation of Persian, Turkish, and Indian styles. Construction on the mausoleum began in 1632 and was completed in 1648. The surrounding buildings and gardens took another 5 years to finish. The Taj Mahal was constructed using materials from all over India and Asia, and it's believed that over 1,000 elephants were used to transport building materials. The most spectacular feature is the marble dome that surmounts the tomb. The dome is nearly 115 feet high, which is close in measurement to the length of the base, and accentuated by the cylindrical drum it sits on, which is approximately 23 feet high. Because of its shape, the dome is often called an onion dome. The top is decorated with a lotus design, which also serves to accentuate its height. The Taj Mahal is considered on many lists to be the greatest wonder of the modern world, and it's no surprise why it was #1 on this countdown. Here's what's next. $2.2 million is pretty steep, and that's what rapper Tigga paid for his 2014 Maybach Landaulet. The car could only have been just over $1 million, but he spent an extra million or so souping it up. Sadly for Tigga, he stopped making payments on the car and had